Hi, welcome to the Coffee Hour, a show that involves you in verbal interaction. Sports with Brian Camp. So settle in with coffee in hand and enjoy the Coffee Hour. Now here's your host, Frank Allan.
TGIF, thank God it's Friday. Here we are once again. We're coming into your homes and your offices and anywhere that you congregate because you are tuned to the Coffee Hour. And of course, we gather around each week at this time and we get together and have a little conversation and talk and bring you into the discussion as well. That's what it's all about. It's a full-fledged program that brings everybody together. And if you're here for the first time, we want to bring you in with us. Yes, it is. And it's Friday the 13th. I don't know if you're superstitious about it, but don't be. I'll hold your hand for the whole hour. Yeah, we're going to be here for the whole hour. And here's what's going to happen. Now, for all of you who've been around with us, as I always say each week, we're eternally grateful to you for your patronage, for being with us all of these years. And for you people who are possibly new, we start the show this way each week. Look at your time clock because you may come in a different time zone. We're Eastern, we're coming from New York, and it's 10 o'clock here, so it may be someplace else. Well, that's what time we come on in your area each week. And each time that we come on, we invite you to come along with us. And we start the show as the host, doing what I'm doing. And then at the same time, you can get ready and with your computer, your telephone, or your iPad, or even your other devices that you have, the other units that you have, keyboard and a screen, right? It's all there, right? All you have to do is type in whatever you want to talk about, and we'll see you right there on the big screen. We'll entertain all of your thoughts and ideas. That's what the program is all about. We have free exchange of opinions and ideas, and I'm pretty sure you have a lot. And we want you to know that we come on 3 different platforms. Yes, sir. We're live on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. So either one of those 3 platforms will get you there. And you can continue to watch us, tell your family and friends about us, and let them know that we're out here. And this is how you can do that, particularly if you're watching us on Facebook. Right? All you have to do is tag some of your friends. If you don't have a lot of friends, that's good. If you have too many friends to tag some each week. Tag a few today, and each week that comes along, you tag some then, and get them involved. When you tag them, they'll see that tag. They'll know it's coming from you because you're friends, and they will click onto that tag and bring you right here. They'll see you, they'll see me, and everybody else here. And you can chat not only with me, but you can chat with everybody who's around here online, and you can actually see them. And if you have a particular conversation that you want to relate to the show, something you want to talk about in specific, we do that. That's what we do. We have our conversations here, but of course, we want you to be part of it too. So again, if you have any kind of desired topic that you want to talk about, please feel free. For you guys who are watching us on YouTube, well, I always encourage you to go to our YouTube channel. You're there right now, so please take the time right now to subscribe to it. And all you have to do is just drag your mouse over there where it says subscribe, place the arrow there and click onto it, and that's it. Now, there's nothing involved other than just being with us, being part of us. That's the only thing that's involved. No financial situations or anything like that. And as you click onto that, that gives us a chance to know who's out there, how many people are with us, how many viewers that we have. That gives us the opportunity to know that. And that helps us out a lot. It also gives you the opportunity to know that. And whenever we sign on to go on the air live or some kind of activities that's involved on the channel, you will get instant notification providing you're online to see it. And you can get that instant notification, click onto that instant notification and click onto it. It brings you right to the channel. And now you can see what's going on. So just in case, let's say next week, you're online and you actually forget about what time the show goes on. And now since you are a subscriber, instant notification will come up. And then all you have to do is click onto that instant notification. It brings you directly to us. So you don't have to miss the show at all. So that's the great purpose and the benefit of being part of the action and subscribing to our Facebook or our YouTube page and get all the benefits out of that. Okay, you guys are watching us on Instagram. Howdy to you guys. Don't need to do anything. All you have to do is make sure that you tell your family and friends about what's happening with us to get them involved in the show as well. Now, you could do something similar like the people on Facebook do. They tag their friends, they could tag the show to friends and bring them over. You could do basically something similar. All you have to do, wherever platform you are, cut and paste the link and send it to your friends. It's the same thing as what they call cutting, pasting. It's the same thing as tagging. You just send the information to them. They'll see that, they'll click onto that link, and it brings them directly to us. So we thank you so much for doing that. We thank you in advance. Yes, it is Friday the 13th. Okay, so we've got a lot of things to talk about. We'll talk about Friday the 13th if you want. Do you have any suspicious routines or anything? You don't walk under a ladder? Well, well, whatever. We hope that you're not. And don't worry about it, because you're in good hands right here. Okay, we got a lot of things to talk about. And of course, we do a regular routine. We interact with you. We do a regular routine. And our regular routine, minutes from now, within this particular half hour, we're going to have sports. Now, Brian Camp is our sports guy. He's usually here, bring us the latest developments in today's world of sports on Sports Update. But he has the week off, and he's probably on one of those luxurious boats, ships, sailing away and all over the place. That's how he is anyway. Can't blame him for that. But hopefully he'll be back next week. But in the meantime, we're going to take care of all of the sports action he was nice enough to provide us with. We'll take care of all of that coming up later on this hour. Also, later on in the show, towards the end of the show, we have those movies for you. Now, it's always my place, and I take the liberty to go on and pick out movies of the week for your weekend. And the weekend, since it's coming up, you're going to be doing a lot of things. And of course, one of the things that you may want to do is catch up on some movies, whether they're old or whether they're new. But that's where I come in to help out with that too. Okay, I have my picks of the week, and I do have some for you, and I will relay them to you, and you can put it on your bucket list on what to watch this week, along with the other things that you may want to watch this weekend. And of course, if you're able to do that, we're able to do that for you, and we hope that you take regard of those movies that we're going to bring to you. They're all coming up. It's all coming up later on in the program. But in the meantime, ladies and gentlemen, we want to thank you so much for being on with us. Remember that all the views and the opinions expressed on this show, the Coffee Hour, does not necessarily reflect the view or the opinion of the people of Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, Zoom, or any other social media outlet or broadcast facility. So there we go. We covered all of that. So with that in mind, we want to take time out to raise our cups, our glasses, and whatever beverage you have, enjoy it with us. It's coffee for me, so excuse me while I shoot up. Wonderful. That's marvelous. That's what you don't have to have coffee. We call it the coffee hour, but it doesn't necessarily have to be coffee for you. It could be tea, it could be orange juice, it could be ginger ale, whatever it is, just enjoy it with us. I want to say hello to Warren coming out of Greensboro, North Carolina. He popped in. Good morning to you, Warren. And Warren, you know the routine, right? And for the rest of you too, the routine is that if you're going to join us in conversation, give us a little of your weather, how it is in your area. And the reason why I like to do that, I like to compare notes to see how the weather is in your area and in my area. So if you're out of the New York City area or any place around the world, because we're global, all around the world, as long as you're in a place where there's a lot of good hot spots and Wi-Fi's, you can catch us, and we're all around the world. So let us know if you're in a different part of the world or a different part of the country or part of the nation. Let us know what your weather forecast is. For those of you who live in New York City or even in the vicinity of New York, don't worry about that. I'll take care of all of the local stuff for you. So you have already dodged a bullet in that case. But for the rest of you, let us know what's happening in your area as far as the weather is concerned. It doesn't have to be a full-blown weather report. It could be something just simple, an emoji with a little sunshine or a cloud or something. temperature, just give us some kind of summary. We appreciate it. Oh, just keep in mind, it's not mandatory, but that's something that we ask you to do. So here we are. It's September 13th, Friday the 13th. Are you suspicious? No. And I see 66 cloudy degrees right now in Greensboro, North Carolina. Just as long as you don't add an extra 6 to that, Warren, I'm okay. 66 degrees at the moment. It's going to go up to 73 degrees in Greensboro, North Carolina. So that's all looking good. Friday the 13th, I am not suspicious at all. Because if I were suspicious, I wouldn't be doing this show. I'd be in bed right now with my head under the covers, away from the rest of the world. No, I'm not a suspicious person. 13 is a good number. Sometimes it could be lucky for some people. Hey, listen, Alex Rodriguez, when he was with the Yankees, he wore number 13. Look how he turned out, right? So 13 can't be a bad thing. It can't be a bad thing. And I like black cats. I walk on the ladders. I don't care. It's just as long as it doesn't fall on me and the paint drops. But I like black cats. I like to pet them. You like to pet black cats? Hey, I'm a black cat. You want to pet me? Anyway, it is Friday the 13th. And so we're going to leave all the superstitions behind. All right. And just go on with the show and keep things rolling. But this month, actually, ladies and gentlemen, starting Sunday, we can say it now because it's the month of this time. It's going to be Hispanic Heritage Month. Starting this Sunday, it always happens in the middle of the month. Everything else is the beginning of the month, but for Spanish Heritage Month, it always starts in the middle of the month. So therefore, it's going to start Sunday, September 15th through October 15th. Right? That's the whole month. And we're going to keep each month, each week that we come on, we're going to be telling you about that Spanish Heritage Month. So we'll be celebrating a lot of things. And if you have any celebrations that you want to talk about or relay to us in your community where it's happening, let us know. We would love to pass it on. And it's Prostate Health Month too. Those of you guys, and I'm a big advocate for that because as a prostate cancer survivor, I always like to tell men, to make sure that you stay healthy and get checked out, because when you get a certain age, you have to have yourself a urologist. All men have to do that. I think between the age of starting at 45 years old, I believe that's when you could start getting aboard and seeing a urologist. Whenever you're scheduled to see him or her, and make sure that you're healthy in that sense. Make sure that your PSA level is down to a certain degree, preferably 0 to 1, and just get checked out. Try to avoid it, because let me tell you something, and I know this. I'm an expert on this. As you get older, if you live long enough, there's going to be an issue. Not necessarily cancer, but it's going to be a prostate issue. You could have an enlarged prostate. That doesn't mean you contract cancer, but there are ways to shrink the prostate, and you have to go to your doctor, and they can give you all kinds of tips what to do. You stick to a good diet. You can live like anyone else. If you're a survivor of a prostate cancer, as well as I do, you could live just like anyone else. You don't have to deter your lifestyle. Maybe some of the things you may want to just put away because as you get older, there's certain things you don't eat and drink anymore. It may not be good for you. But other than that, you could eat, sleep, and do all kinds of things. You could party all night. That's up to you. I don't suggest it, but you can do anything you want. You can live like any other human being. So that's what it is for, and we talk about that. We're going to talk about that all month long as the month lasts, Prostate Health Month. Also, now for the women, all right? We take care of the men, but we also like to take care of the women. This month also is Gynecologic Cancer Awareness Month, right? All right? So you women, you do the same thing as men. Go to your gynecologist as scheduled. Make sure everything is okay. You want to stay away from the disease of cancer, and that's why we have this awareness thing each month. So go see your gynecologist each month and, stay healthy. stay on the right diet, stay on the right track. Work out at the gym once in a while too. That helps, you know. Even if you hurt, work out at the gym, because you don't want to just sit down and be a couch potato all the time, except on the weekends. That's allowed. On the weekends, being a couch potato is allowed. You got to do that every once in a while. You just don't want to work out all the time. And when you do workouts, make sure you do moderate workout. I know some people who we refer to as gym rats, right? They go to the gym 7 days a week. That's an individual choice. I don't recommend it because the body asks for a little rest every once in a while. But do some strength. You don't have to do strenuous workouts or anything like that. You could do just moderate workouts. You do a couple of hours or maybe 45 minutes a day, whatever it is, depending on what your body says. And when your body tells you to stay home, listen to your body, because sometimes you're not up to it. I know there's a lot of times. I mean, I went to the gym this morning, but there are a lot of times when I wake up in the morning, I say, I can't do this. And the body says, turn over, go back to sleep. And I do that, but make sure you get your workout in anyway, okay? Also, it's National Blood Cancer Awareness Month, all right? And I talk about this because this is something that's personal to me because one of the blood diseases and a bone disease, which is called multiple myeloma, which my mom passed away from. And so I bring this out to you as an awareness. Now, all of these cancers that we talk about and multiple myeloma, everything now is livable. They're not death sentences anymore. People surviving these things, as long as they stay on track, as long as they do it with the medically responsible for, as long as they do that, everything is just going to be fine. So just take care of yourself. So there you have the National Blood Cancer Awareness Month. Everything, we're aware of everything. Also, we have National Sickle Cell Awareness Month. All of these things this month, we just want to bring them to you. And if any of this is familiar to you, just continue to take care of yourself. See your doctor on a regular basis, work out, and cut down on what you had when you were younger, the lifestyle that you had when you were younger, kind of like create a new lifestyle that will suit you and help you out physically and mentally as well. So there we go, the National Sickle Cell Awareness Month. And if you want to talk about that too, right throughout the show, anything like that, feel free. We'll be able to talk about it to you. And if you have any questions about it, I'm not a doctor, but I'll answer the best way I can. Other than that, you'll have to go online and Google it and see what the case is. National Suicide Prevention Month is also this month. If you or someone you know, a loved one, a friend, a foe even, is considering suicide, before you go there, make a call. Make a call. There's always someone there to help you. There's someone there on the other side to talk you through it. All right. And the number is just 3 digits, 988, 988. You could call direct or you can text. There's someone available there. You could text them. You could talk. A lot of people don't want to talk on the phone and they just get a kick out of texting, which is okay, any way that you can. So you have the option of texting or actually calling and talking to someone. It's a National Suicide Prevention Month. That just reminds me, if you probably heard the story this week, John Bon Jovi, he's an entertainer. He's does rock entertainment, talked a lady off a bridge. She was about to jump off. Looked like she was about to jump off because she went over the guardrail, and John Bon Jovi and one of his people that were with him finally talked her off, and she got back over it. He gave her a hug. So things like this is what we talk about all the time. And that was, so kudos to John Bon Jovi, not only a great musician, but a great humanitarian as well. That's good. Hey, you can't make this stuff up. You know what today is? National Peanut Day. You like peanuts? Some people like them, some people don't. But just so you know, it's National Peanut Month. and you grab yourself a whole lot of peanuts. You know, you get ready for the wrestling matches tonight, right? Grab a bunch of peanuts and sit back and relax, or a movie, you know, that later on I'll give you a few. You can sit back, relax, and enjoy peanuts, even popcorn, whatever it is. Have a movie theater in your own home. It's cheaper that way. I got to tell you, I haven't been. Last time I've been to a movie. Remember that movie with Renee Zellweger called Judy? She portrayed Julie Garland. Well, that was the last time I've been to a movie theater, you know, and that was a long time ago. You know, it costs a lot to go to a movie. I got to tell you, it costs a lot. And if you're taking a date, it's going to cost you even double. Really is. Okay, and coming up this Sunday, ladies and gentlemen, it's the 55th annual African American. This is for New Yorkers. I'm talking to New Yorkers. It's the 55th annual African American Day Parade. And that's going to be up in Harlem in New York City. And that's this Sunday, the 15th. And it starts at 12:30 p.m. The parade route is from 111th Street to 136th Street and Adam Clayton Jr. Boulevard. Adam Clayton Powell Jr. Boulevard. So the parade route is there. It starts at 12:30. And if you so decline, we're going to have good weather for it. We'll tell you more about that in just a few minutes. Go there and check it out. Check it out, and you might like it. But please, when you go to the parade, please go there without your weapons or anything. You heard about the West Indian Day Parade on Labor Day. There was a shootout there. We don't want any of that. You know, when you go up to these parades, you go there to have fun and enjoy the festivities and everything and the surroundings and all the other beautiful people who are going to be there. That's what parades are all about, for enjoyment. It's entertainment for your weekend, and it should be a good thing. And I have all confidence that it'll be a good parade. So you can check that out too. If you haven't had a chance to take your flu shot or your COVID shot, they are available now. You can go to your pharmacist and check it out. I took my flu shot just 2 days ago. And in 2 weeks, I'm going to take my COVID shot. But please be aware, you could take them both at the same time. And they say it's safe. You can do that. You have to make an appointment, of course, or depending on where you live, you can just walk right in there and take it. I don't know how they do it in other places, but here in New York, you have to go online, depending on who your pharmacists are, and then what you have to make the appointment online. And that's what I did. So, and I already made the both appointments in advance. So, I take my COVID shot in 2 weeks, and I've taken the flu shots, and they're all available now, and they're free for most cases. And if not, insurance companies will pick that up for you. So there you go, you have that. We have 53 days left before that glorious day, that marvelous day, that election day, which happens on November 5th. And you could do some early voting too, right? Early voting is available October 25th or 26th, right? For 9 days, early voting here in our area anyway. It could be elsewhere, but you have to check out. And for you to do that, you call your local board of election, and they can give you all of that information. You know, they can tell you when early voting starts in your area, where to go. If you don't know where your voting poll is, they can tell you all of that. All you have to do is just provide your name and address, your location, and they can tell you exactly where your voting poll is. And you don't want to miss out on that. And remember, you have to register to vote. And I'm talking to the younger people who are voting for the very first time. You're 18, you're starting at 18. This is your very first time. You have to register to vote. And I think you have time right now. So please, if you're 18 and you say you're going out to vote, and you're not registered, well, you can't vote unless you're registered. So go out and register and make sure that your name is out there. And then on that day, you could do your early voting and even vote by mail if you want. A lot of people want to take that option. So you have those 3 options. You can do it on November 5th or early voting, or you can do it by mail. Now, I have information for people who live in New York. For the Board of Education, the local Board of Education, we have one on 200 Varick Street in New York City. And they're on the 10th floor, so you can pay them a visit and you could discuss all the situations with them. Better yet, give them a call. Area code 212 886. Last night I said 866, but it's 886 2100. That's 886 2100. And I'm sorry for the confusion about that. If you had called that 866 number, I apologize for that. But the number is right here before me. It's 886 2100. That's 212 886 21 886. Yeah. 2100. Okay. All right. I'm making a spectacle out of all of this. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, if you're going to join us in conversation, the name of the show is called The Coffee Hour. And we're going to be here for the balance of the program. And those of you who are with us right now, if you want to indulge in conversation, give us your weather forecast. We would love to see what you got going as far as your weather goes. And as I said, in Greensboro, North Carolina, it's 66 degrees right now, and it's going to go up to 73 degrees. And in New York, we've got a good weekend coming up. It's a good weekend coming up, I'm proud to say. There's no rain in the forecast at all, and things are looking good. And right now, we have 73 degrees. That's what we have presently. 73 degrees outdoors, and the temperature is going to go higher today. We're going to go up to around 80 degrees. So here's what our weather looks like so far right now. Abundance of sunshine for today. We'll have a high near 80 degrees. Winds will be light and variable. For tonight, a few passing clouds will develop. We'll have low near 65 degrees, and winds will be light and variable, but no rain in the forecast. Okay, so that looks good. For Saturday, I love this. It's going to be a few clouds, my favorite day of the week for the weekend. A few clouds from time to time, but we'll have a high around 83 degrees, but it's mostly sunny anyway. And we'll have winds light and variable for Saturday night. If you're going out on the town, leave the umbrella home. Because I don't see any rain in the forecast here all weekend long. A few clouds overnight. We'll have a low around 66 degrees, and winds will be light and variable. And as we wrap up our weekend, and Sunday is a day of rest for most people. They want to rest up because they have to go back to the grind on Monday. You've got sunshine, except if you want to go to church in the morning. You have sunshine and clouds will be mixed together. And we'll have a high around 78 degrees. Winds will be east at 5 to 10 miles per hour. And repeating our current temperature, we have 73 degrees, and it looks good out there. Sunshine is out. We got plenty of sunshine today, and that's the New York weather forecast. Now, for the rest of you, you have a weather forecast. Please share it with us and let us know what you got, so we can share it with others. That's a good thing to do. Okay, here we are once again. The coffee hour. Ryan Camp is not going to be with us today, right? As I told you, because he's out there gallivanting, taking his cruises. He always takes his cruises. He's out there taking his cruise, and he's not caring about anything. I couldn't blame him from that anyway. You know, you're out on a cruise and you want to enjoy it. But we look forward to him coming back next week. But in the meantime, he left us some sports information. So let's get started right away. New York Mets Hall of Famer Ed Kranepool died Sunday, last Sunday, as a matter of fact. The Mets say Kranepool passed away after suffering from cardiac arrest in Boca Raton, Florida. Kranepool played his entire 18-year career with the Mets from 1962 to 1979 and was a member of the 1969 Miracle Mets. The Mets team won the World Series, and he was also an All-Star in 1965, and he was later inducted to the Mets Hall of Fame in 1990. He was 79. The Cleveland Browns are adding another former first-round draft pick to their wide receiver room with the hopes to potentially benefit from a change of serenity. The Browns are signing wide receiver Kadarius Toney to their practice squad. Now, Toney signed with the Browns instead of the Seattle Seahawks, and he's one of the three former first rounders in the wide receiver room between the active roster and practice squad, and joining Amari Cooper and Jerry Jeudy. Former Minnesota Vikings player, running back Adrian Patterson earned more than $100 million in his NFL career from 2007 to 2021, but he's still in a massive debt, estimated at more than $12 million. And now a judge in Houston has issued an order for him to turn over numerous assets to help pay it back. And the same judge on Monday ordered that the constable in Fort Bend, Kentucky, Texas, accompanied the court appointed receiver to Peterson's home when he shows up to seize the assets. Shohei Ohtani stole his 47th base of the season on Monday night to make him the closer of the historic 50-50 season, as the Los Angeles Dodgers lost 10-4 that night to the Chicago Cubs, having racked up his 46th home run for the campaign on Sunday. And two-time All-Star MVP is now just 3 steals and 4 homers away from becoming the first player in the Major League Baseball history to register 50 of each in a single season. And Olympic sponsor Panasonic is terminating its contract with the IOC at the end of the year. The company said on Tuesday, they made that statement that Panasonic is one of 15 companies that are so-called top sponsors for the International Olympic Committee. It's not known at this particular time that Panasonic sponsorship for the sponsors contribute more than $2 billion in a 4-year cycle to the IOC. And on this day, September 13th, Friday the 13th, September 13th, 1909, Ty Cobb clinches AL home run title with his 9th home run. And it happened all inside the park. In 1934, Major League Baseball Commissioner Kenesaw Landis sells Washington Senators broadcast rights for Ford, or to Ford. In 1938, Alexander Cartwright, inventor of the modern baseball, is inducted to the Hall of Fame. In 1958, Warren Spahn of the Milwaukee Braves is the first lefty to win 20 or more games at 9 times. In 1965, Willie Mays hits his 500th home run right off of Don Nottenberg. In 1969, the San Francisco Giants' Bobby Bonds is baseball 4th, 30 home run, 30 stolen bases as well. In 1971, Frank Robinson hits his 500th home run. In 1973, ABC announces it obtained TV rights for the 1976 Olympics. In 1983, Oakland A's Rickey Henderson had his 3rd straight 100 steal for a season. In 1986, Bert Blyleven gives up a record 44 home run in a season. In 1999, John Elway, number 7, is retired by the Denver Broncos. And birthdays today, 1945, Rick Wise of the Major League Baseball. He was a pitcher for the Philadelphia Phillies and the Cardinals, was born in Jackson, Minnesota. And let's see, 1968, Bernie Williams, who formerly played for the New York Yankees. He was an outfielder. He was born in San Juan, Puerto Rico. And that's it in sports. We thank Brian for giving us and delivering the wonderful world of sports here on Sports Update. We thank you so much for being along with us. If any of you guys want to talk about sports too, or anything, please feel free. It's open forum here, and we do that each week. We want you part of the action. And we want to say hello to Joyce Clark. Joyce Clark, I haven't seen you in so long. Nice to see you too. And I got to get a chance to talk to you somehow, okay? And Joyce, are you a Met fan? Are you a Met fan? Because she got down there, she says Met. Are you a Met fan? I don't know. But Joyce, thanks for being with us. Okay, for the rest of you guys, stay with us. because we got a lot of things to talk about. One of the things I wanted to talk about, and this is personal too, because right throughout my career in radio and TV, I have met a lot of nice people, a lot of outstanding people, professional people, and I love working with professional people, people who are professional and conduct themselves on a professional basis. I love that, and that brings to mind to a lady that I knew. Now, a lot of you who live in New York would know who she is because she did local TV in New York, here in New York where we are. She was on New York One. She did a show on New York One. Actually, it wasn't a full-blown show, but it was a feature that she had every now and then on New York One called Travel with Val. And the host of that show, her name was Valerie Delia. And Valerie passed away this past Tuesday. I was very saddened about it because later on, as in my career, as she moved along from New York One, I got the chance to work with her at WOR Radio when I was there years ago. Her and I worked together, and she was a pleasure to work with. A very kind person, very sweet person. Everybody loved her, and she loved everybody. She was totally professional, laid back, cool, and I never seen her angry. Everybody gets angry. I'm pretty sure she did too, but I've never seen her angry. Anything went wrong, she just brushed it off and just, went back to the drawing board and did it. But it was always a pleasure to work with her. I've worked with a lot of people at WOR, and they had a lot of fantastic people over there. But she was one of the ones that I've never turned down the opportunity to work with. Whenever I was assigned to work with her on a project or anything that to work with, I never turned it down. I never turned it down. As a matter of fact, I always look forward to working with her. You ever had an event that you see and you say, well, I can't wait to go there. I can't wait to go to that football game or that baseball game. It's an event. Well, it was an event to me to work with her. Wake up in the morning and say, oh, I get to work with her. Because she always made the day go by easily. She always made your work easy, as a lot of people did that I met throughout my career. Anyway, she passed away Tuesday, and I just wanted to send my condolences out to her family and the rest of her friends and the rest of us who knew and loved her. My deepest condolences, and may she rest in peace. She was a swell woman. And by the way, she was a expert. She had that show Travel with Val on New York One, and that's because she was an expert on travel and anything that you wanted to know about travel, anything at all that you wanted to know about travel. She can tell you where to go, where not to go, what season to go to this place, and it was great. I remember one time before the pandemic went on, I was due to hang out in Italy. I was going to go to Italy, and I told her about it because she was big on going to Italy. She was she was a very proud Italian woman, and I called her one day. I said, something, I'm going to Italy. Can you give me some? And I've never been to Italy before, and to this day, I've never been to Italy. I said, can you give me some kind of, and she did. She says, when are you going? I told her when I was going. She says, I'm going to meet you out there, right? But it never happened because the pandemic came on. And Italy at that time were the first ones to get the real brunt of it. So that canceled all of that. And I would have loved to gone to Italy. I still have aspirations of going, and I will. There's a lot of things a lot of places I want to go. But anyway, she could tell you anything about anywhere. And she can tell you where the low prices are, where to go. And she took that and she implemented into her show on New York One and on WOR. She had a radio. Now, a lot of you people who are local people know who she is, but there's a possibility people around the nation knew, because when she was with WOR, she was at the WOR network, which broadcast her show all around the country. So you may have remembered, she used to get a lot of calls. So a lot of you around the country, you don't have to be local to know her. She had her taste of fame all around the country. So again, I just want to send my condolences out there, and God bless her. And I'm really going to miss her. I'm really going to miss her for the rest of my life. Remember, just a couple of days ago, we were at the 23rd anniversary of 9/11. Remember 9/11? I want to say, give my all my condolences out to the family members, because each year at that time, what they do is they read off all of the names. They have a ceremony down at Ground Zero, and people from all over the country, all over the world, fly in or drive in or whatever they do to see and to experience Ground Zero, where those two tall buildings at one time were hit and taken down. And all of you, all of us, and even the people around the world, because it was a worldwide news feature that everybody found out about. But if you lived in New York, you knew exactly where you were at the time and what happened. All right. And so again, our condolences. It's a yearly thing, 9/11, and that bruise will be with all of us for the rest of our lives. It will. And so that's something that we don't forget, and we will never forget. The terrorist act on that day, September 11th. Okay. The Brazilian musician Sergio Mendes, who brought bossa nova to an international audience in the 1960s with his band Brazil 66, has died. You heard about that. I got that information last week when I got off the air. So this is really old news. He died as a result of health challenges related to long-term COVID. Mendes last performed in November of 2023 to sold out and widely enthusiastic houses in Paris, London, and Barcelona. He was 83 years old. And James Earl Jones, who overcame racial prejudice and severe stutter to become a celebrated icon on stage and screen, and eventually lending his deep, commanding voice to CNN, The Lion King, and Darth Vader, has died. The pioneer Jones, who in 1965 became one of the first African-American actors in continuing roles in daytime drama as the world turns, and worked deep into his 80s and won 2 Emmy Awards, a Golden Globe Award, 2 Tony Awards, a Grammy, a National Medal of Arts, and Kennedy Center Honors. And he was also given an honorary Oscar at a special Tony for Lifetime Achievement. In 2022, a Broadway theater was renamed in his honor. He was 93 years old. Frankie Beverly, a funk and R&B innovator, singer, songwriter, producer, and founder of the band Maze, died Tuesday. He was born in Philadelphia in 1946. Beverly found his voice singing in church and formed many R&B and doo-wop groups throughout the 1960s before refining his sound and founding Raw Soul, which later became Maze. It was renamed Maze. In 1970, he was 77 years old. Morgan Walden tops the 2024 Country Music Association Award nomination with 7 for the 3rd year in a row. Walden is up for both the top prize Entertainer of the Year and Male Vocalist categories, and rounding out the Entertainer of the Year categories are Luke Combs and Jelly Roll, along with Chris Stapleton and Lainey Wilson. Kathy Bates is hanging up her acting boots. In an interview with the New York Times published on Sunday, the actress who played the role of Madeline Madlock in the reboot Madlock revealed that the show will be likely her last, and this is the last dance. She said this is her last dance, revealing that she was previously ready to quit after an unnamed movie shoot led to her crying on her sofa. The impasse between DirecTV and Disney over a new carriage agreement has become more heated as it entered its second week. DirecTV filed a complaint with Federal Communications Commission on Saturday night, accusing Disney of negotiating in bad faith. Disney's channel, including ESPN, ABC, owned stations in 9 markets, have been off DirecTV since the evening of September 1st. And that meant DirecTV customers were blacked out from viewing most college football games and final week of the US Open tennis tournament, including the women's and men's finals. Birthdays today. Singer Fiona Apple is 47 years old today. Tyler Perry is 55. The late Joni Sledge of Sister Sledge would have been 68. Randy Jones, the cowboy of the Village People, is 72 years old today. Happy birthday, Randy. Let's see. Actress Jean Smart of Designing Women, that comedy. She is 73 years old today. The late Nell Carter, actress Nell Carter of Give Me a Break would have been 76. Peter Cetera of Chicago is 80 years old. Actress Jacqueline Bisset is 80 years old. Singer David Clayton Thomas of Blood, Sweat, and Tears is 83 years old today. Let's see, and the following people no longer with us, but happy birthday and happy heavenly birthday. Arranger and composer Gene Page would have been 85. Broadcast executive and producer Fred Silverman would have been 87. Singer Mel Torme would have been 99. R&B singer Charles Brown would have been 102. Rosemary Kennedy, the sister of John F. Kennedy, would have been 106. And singer Dick Haymes would have been 108, and actress Claudia Corbett would have been 121 years old today. Happy birthday to all of you who are around with us, and for the people who are no longer with us, we salute you with a happy birthday and a heavenly one at that. If you're just joining us, the name of the show is called The Coffee Hour. My name is Frank Allan, and we're going to be with you for the balance of the program. We don't have too much time left, but we get in as much time as possible. We want to say hello to everyone who's in the room, all of you guys who are watching us on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. Thank you so much for being along with us. And by the way, those of you who may be celebrating a birthday and you would like us to announce it here with us on the show, feel free, because we would love to do that. Tell everybody about how old you are. All right. And you could do that by being proactive. All you have to do is contact us. I have two sources. I have an email address and a telephone number, which I will give you right now. First off, the email address is Frank Allan. Allan is spelled, get it right, Allan. It's very important when you email, you have to spell it correctly. All right. Otherwise, it'll go someplace else. But my last name is spelled Allan. That's Frank Allan Prod. Prod is Prod. That's short for Productions. Frank Allan Prod at AOL.com. That's Frank Allan Prod at AOL.com. Telephone number is 641-715-3900, extension 467134. That's 641-715-3900, extension 467134. Now, you can call for any reason to announce your birthday, which we'll announce in return. Or you can call and talk about the show. You want to critique the show, which we are totally open to. We want to hear what you think. If you have any ideas about the show that you think we should implement into the program, let us know anything. It doesn't matter. Keep the information with you wherever you go. You have electronic equipment, right? Like your cell phone and your computer, your laptops and all of that. Keep all of that information with you at your disposal, so whenever you need it, it's right there. And be proactive at all times. And so let me give you that email address again. It's frankallanprod at AOL.com. That's frankallanprod at AOL.com. Again, that telephone number is 641-715-3900, extension 467134. That's 641-715-3900, extension 467134. I will be looking forward to hearing from you. Okay, now I talked about it on Talkback Live last night. Those of you who weren't watching, we talked about that, oh man, how can you put it? How do I want to phrase it? I'll just say it was a great debate. I'll just put it that way. And a great debate on Kamala Harris's part, a great debate. And of course, we're going to speak about that because I thought it was a good debate. And she did what I already predicted was going to happen. She cut him a new one. Now, if you don't know what I mean by that, I'll see you privately and I'll tell you what I mean by that. But she cut him a new one, and now he could speak out of both sides or lie on the both sides of it and lie on the both sides of his mouth, like he's always been doing. So he had 4 ways of lying. He could speak it out and go all over the country. But anyway, he was very incoherent, I should say, very incoherent. Never answers the questions. Always off topic. He talked about bizarre things like eating dogs and cats, and just yesterday or last night he was talking about the geeses, dogs and cats, eating dogs and cats, so all kinds of things. I don't know. Anyway, first of all, I want to give kudos to David Mira and Lindsay Davis. Those are the moderators from ABC. And if you had a chance to see the debate, it wasn't just on ABC, but it was all on all the networks and other local stations as well. It was all around the country, all around the world. So people see it anywhere, everywhere. So if you had a chance to see it, I thought it was a good debate. And Kamala Harris, I have a lot of I have to say it. I don't tell anyone who to vote for, but I'm going to tell you who not to vote for. But I have a lot of faith that she is going to be our first female president of this United States. And I think it's about time that we have a female president. Come on, they had female prime ministers in London, right? And all these other places. Why not change the paces? And as she says, turn the page. And what we want to turn the page for is all of the negative rhetoric that's going on. We want to get away from all of that. I think it's about time. And she's asking for another debate, and he's saying no, which I think that's a wise choice on his part. Whether I wouldn't decide whether or not, if there were a second debate, whether I would watch it or not. The reason why I wouldn't decide on it, because I know what's going to happen. You know what's going to happen. He claimed he won this debate, but we know better, right? All right. So, get out there and cast your lines for voting. And the good news too, Taylor Swift, and all of you Swifties now, follow her lead. She's asking you guys, you young people, if you didn't vote, and I said it earlier on the show when I popped up, get a chance, go out there and vote, register, and then vote, because you can't vote if you're not registered. She endorsed Kamala Harris, which is good news. It wasn't official before because it was some kind of information, some false information that she had endorsed Donald Trump, but it wasn't true. But she endorsed, and it's official, she endorsed Kamala Harris, which is a good thing. And if you go onto her website, in this case, it would be the Instagram. Go on her Instagram website. She is there holding her little cat. It's a picture of her holding her cute little cat with little pointy ears, cute little cat. And she wrote something. As a matter of fact, let me read it off to you right now, what she wrote on. And you can go there and see it yourself. You can read it yourself. This was done right after the debate. That she saw the debate like everyone else. And she says, if you haven't already, now is a great time to research the issues at hand and the stance these candidates take on the topics that matter to you the most. And as a voter, I make sure to watch and read everything I can about the proposed policies and plans for this country. Recently, I was aware, and I already said this, that AI of me falsely endorsing Donald Trump's presidential run was posted on his website. All right, on his website. And I really conjured up my fears about AI and the dangers of spreading false information. It brought me to the conclusion that I need to be very transparent about actual plans for this election as a voter. The simplest way to combat misinformation is with the truth. And I will be casting my vote for Kamala Harris and Tim Walz in the 2024 presidential election. I'm voting for Kamala Harris because she fights for the rights and causes I believe need a warrior to champion them. And I think she is a steady hand, a gifted leader, And I believe we can accomplish so much more in this country if we are led by calm and not chaos. I was heartened and impressed by her selection of the running mate, Tim Walz, who has been standing for LGBTQ plus rights, IVF, and women's right to her own body for decades. And I've done my research. I've made my choice. Your research is all yours to do, and your choices is up for you to make. I also want to say, especially to first-time voters, remember, in order to vote, you have to register. I always find it's easier to vote early. And she goes on to say, I'll link where no register. I'll link to the register and find more voting dates and info on her story. With love and hopes, Taylor Swift, and she ends off with Catless Cat Lady. So there you go. She's officially endorsing Kamala Harris. And, you know, it's going to carry a lot of weight because she's a heavyweight in the business. Her name is going to carry heavy. And so all of these Swifters, get out there and vote, like she suggests. And she even said that when she accepted her award on MTV. She said to the audience, you know, register and get out there and vote. She puts a lot of emphasis on that. Go Taylor Swift. Okay, it's time for me to give you those movies I was telling you about. Now, this weekend, and every weekend I do that, I pick these movies for the week, for your weekend. And for those of you who have aspirations of doing otherwise, that's okay too. But just in case, you might want to enjoy some movies, just relax, because if you have the luxury of having the whole weekend off, this is a good time to do it. And particularly if you're in an area where you have inclement weather, which keeps you indoors, it's a good time to do it. So I have two movies this week that I want to, and they're great movies. Here's one from 1943. It's a classic. It's a black and white classic. I think you'll like it. It's a musical too. It's called Cabin in the Sky, starring Ethel Waters, Eddie Rochester Anderson. He was Rochester on the Jack Benny Show, along with Lena Horne, and that's on Turner Classic Movies, and that's this Sunday at 6 a.m. Eastern. Now, okay, it's that early in the morning. You can go to Turner Classic and you can DVR it and watch it later on, right? You can do that. That's the good thing about technology today. You can do that. And watch it later on at your very own convenience. So that's Cabin in the Sky at 6 a.m. Eastern. That's Sunday morning. Also, here's The Patch of Blue from 1965 with Sidney Poitier, Shelley Winters, and Elizabeth Hartman. And that's also on Sunday, but it's at 4 p.m. Eastern, right there on Turner Classic Movies. These are the two movies that I think you'll like. Go there and check it out. Now, when you go to Turner Classic Movies, there may be other movies that I didn't mention. These are my picks of the week that you may like. And all you have to do, if you don't want to watch them in real time again, you can DVR them and watch them later on. Also, when you go on demand, there are a lot of free movies that are available to you from A to Z. A lot of movies that you haven't seen in a long time, movies that may jog your memory. They're all right there. And you can check that out. Also on demand, you have pay-per-view movies that are in the theaters now, in case you don't want to spend all of that money to go into the theater with the ambiance of everybody there. You can do it in the comforts of your own home. And of course, you have movies that were once there. They're available too. You have great sporting events, documentaries, children program, the whole 9 yards. So let me give you all of this once again. This is Cabin in the Sky with Ethel Waters, Eddie Rochester Anderson, Lena Horne, and that's on Turner Classic Movies. That's at 6 a.m. Eastern. And Patch of Blue with Sidney Poitier from 1965, Shelley Winters, and Elizabeth Hartman. That's Sunday at 4 p.m. Eastern. And that's all on Turner Classic Movies. I steer you no wrong, because these movies are great movies. They're all great movies. I think you'll like them. 9/11. Jamel Dancer turned 50 years old. That's my niece. Turned 50 years old on 9/11. Happy birthday, Janelle. And no one debates one but kicking. Okay, Warren. All right. Thank you, Warren, for that information. Thank you, Joyce, for being along with us. And thank you so much we'll have to get in touch. And for the rest of you guys, I will be back on next Thursday for Talk Back Live. Brian Camp will be with me with the latest developments in today's world of sports on Sports Update. And we'll look forward to seeing you then. We'll also look forward to seeing you back here next Friday at 10 a.m. Eastern for more of the Coffee Hour. Brian Camp with Sports, you and me, and we'll tackle the world together. In the meantime, ladies and gentlemen, have yourself a great day and a great weekend, and we'll catch you back here next week. So long.
You've been watching the Coffee Hour with your host Frank Allan. The producer has been Al Dale. Technical assistant Dave Taylor. Research by Sandy Pierce. And I'm your announcer Donna Stenke. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you next time on the Coffee Hour.